What are couples looking for in marriage? So what I find is that couples are looking for connection. They don't want to just act married. They want to feel married. They don't want to feel like they're roommates, that they're living parallel lives. They want to feel like they are deeply connected. They want to feel intimacy. And how do you get that intimacy? So I'll share with you an interesting mimer, an idea from a mimer from the Rabbi, where he explains that we're trying to develop this connection with God, and there's so much opportunity to develop the connection with God. There's bottom up through davening, where through the process of davening, the process of prayer, we have the ability to ignite our own emotions. There's God reaching out to us, and we have the ability to be open to God through studying His Torah. So that's top down. And there's us reaching out to God, God reaching down to us. And it's like these two opposite existences, infinite existence and a finite existence. And where is the connection point between the two? And the answer is humility. Through humility, we have the ability to create incredible unity. And conversely, and unfortunately, through arrogance, we have the ability to disrupt unity, to disrupt intimacy, to disrupt connection. And the reason is because arrogance gets in the way. We're getting in the way. We're literally getting in our own way. Humility doesn't mean you got to think lower of yourself, by the way. It just means thinking less about yourself. And the reason is because the more we're focused on ourselves, which is arrogance, I'm not saying to neglect ourselves, by the way, but the more we're focused, hyper-focused on our own selves, the more we value things, the more lustful we are, which is not good for intimacy, which is not good for deep connection, for connecting with someone else outside of ourselves and inviting them within our own selves. And it leads us down dark, scary roads that we want to avoid. The more we value ourselves, the more we hyper-focus on ourselves, the more we're going to be drawn after things. And some of those things might be kosher, but again, they're still things, and your spouse is not a thing. Your spouse is a much deeper part of you. It might even lead to non-kosher things. But humility is stepping out of the way. Humility is I'm focused, again, I'm not thinking less of myself, I'm thinking less about myself. I'm thinking about someone else. I'm thinking about something bigger than myself, and I'm creating space for somebody else to be part of me, for God to be part of my life, for a spouse to be part of my life. It's literally stepping out of the way. And through humility, now I make it sound so easy. Let's just like turn on the humility switch. I'd say it's not easy, but it's simple. That's all you got to do. But it's not easy. It's work. It's effort. But when we develop an attitude, a mindset of humility, a mindset of focusing more on others than we do on our own selves, we have the ability to channel God in our lives. We have the ability to channel the soul into our life. We have the ability to channel deeper and more intimate relationships in our life. I'll share with you a story, and I'll end off with this. There was a chassid of the Tzemach Tzedek who had complained that in the Beis Medrash, in the synagogue, people were stepping all over him and disrespecting his opinions. And apparently he was a very wise person, this person complaining, but was very opinionated as well. And the Tzemach Tzedek told him, you spread yourself all over the floor, people are going to walk on you. Basically saying, don't take up too much space. Take up a little bit less space, a little bit less self. Don't degrade yourself. Don't think less of yourself. But don't think too much about yourself. Think about who what you live for, what your purpose is, what your meaning in life is. When we develop an attitude of humility, so besides for that channeling into joy and many other benefits, it literally creates space for even God to enter our lives. Of course, a spouse could enter our lives as well. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.